Well, hello, my name is Matt Kelly. Glad to see you were interested in Decisive Action here. I'm going to do an unboxing for it for the test box that actually I just got from the designer, Joe Chacon. And before I do that, I figured I'd give you just a little bit of background on myself. So, if you can see from the wall behind me, I was an armor officer from 1996 to 2002. Served in Korea, Germany, and Fort Polk, Louisiana. Was on a battalion staff for several of those years. And I recently just learned about this game when I was out at the weekend at the warehouse this last spring. And I met Joe there, and I was intrigued by the map that he had set up. And so I started looking at it and learned his background and where he had been at the National Training Center or the other CTCs as a evaluator, uh, and how that was heavily influenced this game. And it was like lightning had struck. I couldn't believe that I finally was seeing a game that I've been looking for a long, long time. So I'm happy to be working with him on this, and I can't wait to bring it to fruition. So I'm hoping that videos like this will help you make the decision to support us on P500. So anyways, I've been working off draft copies of this for the last month or so, and I just got in the mail the test kit that he put together for me. So he sent this in the mail. I was very appreciative of it. He put this box together himself. This is obviously a test box here, but the contents are pretty much finalized on what you're going to get. But this is not final art, obviously. I think one of the first things I thought was interesting about the game was using 20-sided dice. And talking to him about it, it makes sense. It gives you a little more granularity. 5% increments rather than just a 10% grain on your different probabilities. And the other thing is, if you've typically got 3 to 4 vehicles per platoon, it's you only roll 4 dice. It makes it pretty quick to do your determination of hits and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. He's got some baggies in here for the pieces, and then there's 4 decks here. And I've talked about this on a post on Facebook once, but it is. Someone was asking if it's a card-driven game. It is not card-driven, but it uses cards. So what these cards are, the first set of cards are basically the unit cards, and they're going to give you all your stats for every one of your unit types, so that the markers don't have to have all that information on it, and so it gives you a lot more depth on that. The next one is the assets, and this is one of the things that I'm probably most thrilled about with this game, is that these are what we call force multipliers that you would be given access to from your brigade and division level support units. And we'll talk more about that in future videos, but that's the deck of cards that represent those additional assets that you get. The next one here, this looks to me like it might be the event deck. I don't remember if I have an event on there or not, but events are things that are randomly occurring throughout the mission that kind of reflect fog of war and friction of combat that you can play both for yourself positively and negatively on your opponent. So, and then the last one here are probably let me look right quick. That doesn't have a backing on it, but the other ones are the formation cards that allow you to determine what each unit can do doctrinally. So, so this is the event deck here. That I was talking about, and then this one here must be the formation cards. So, and these are the ones where you are, dictating what type of activity that your unit should be doing. In this case, it's a bounding overwatch, and it depicts the type of tactical movements that you can do there for that, and that would represent the orders that were created during the planning process. So, those are the 4 different kind of card decks here. You'll have a rule book here, and right now we're sitting about 34 pages. I think that's probably going to be right around there. I mean, we've done a couple edits on there, and it's looking pretty good. So thorough. I don't think it's too much. Most of the rules are very intuitive. That's what I liked about it, because if you've been there and done it, the rules just make sense. So, and then you're also going to get a playbook. So the playbook is describing, and this is the one probably needs a lot more. We're still working on, I think, at this point, as far as fleshing this out. But it's going to depict the type of missions. Either a movement to contact, or an attack, or a defense. It also, one of the scenarios in there is what I find also very intriguing is the reconnaissance fight that happens before the actual fight, and so that'll be cool to play there. Here. All right, so you're going to get 2 copies of the charts and tables, front and back. You're going to get 2 copies of the terrain, and both desert terrain. You'll see that there's desert terrain, and then there's also European terrain. So different effects from different theaters. All right, and then we've got a couple different tracking charts here. There's an overall game turn track where you'll be keeping track of, what turn you're on, also some of the assets that are available, but also this is where you can do some of your firepower checks. So keep track of firepower, and we'll talk about that more as we have other videos. And then both sides, the Russian and the American, have their assets and that are available, and we'll talk extensively about this. But these are the talks about the prior setups, like what the defaults are, and then what you can add to it based upon however you want to execute your mission. Then we have various cards for the orders of battle. You can use them just as visual references, and or to place your units on there as they're coming on from reinforcement places. But there's one. This is looking like okay. He's also got it for the different missions. So there's a learning mission 1 and learning mission 2. But so these might change probably. I'm not sure how he's going to wind up with it, but the intent is that it's very clear on what you have available to you. And then the next piece here is the task organization sheets, and these are meant to be reusable or print them off as you need to, because as you'll learn, the way the American military, not just American but other ones, will task organize their units to support whatever kind of mission that they're looking for to accomplish. And so this is a way you can kind of keep track of, if you've got 2 armor, 1 mech, or vice versa. Also, there are pre-planned targets. So all your notations about pre-planned targets are on here. And it looks like we have, okay, that's about all, those are all the same thing. It's just those sheets. And then we got the counter sheets. And again, these are just prototype counters. So don't get fixated on how they look or how they're created here. But generally speaking, you're going to have the units all in one color for one side and a different color for another side. They're all pretty much platoon level or squad or team level, and then individual assets here. So it looks like we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 sheets here. So, I mean, I don't know what that's going to turn out at the end, but I think that's pretty complete from what I saw at the last weekend at the warehouse. Okay, and then we've got maps. These maps are printed, these are not the final maps. However, he does plan to have kind of like, there's right now 4 different maps. This first one is Hohenfeld. So if you were ever in Germany, stationed in Germany, and you went to the training center over there, this would be familiar to you. So that's one standard size sheet. The next one is the National Training Center in California. So if you've ever been stateside and deployed to any of those places, there's Brown Pass. So these are familiar names for you. And the interesting thing about this is that this is how we fight. This is how we learn to fight as the U.S. Armed Forces. So then we got 2 other not hypothetical places, but they're real places. This one is Suwalki Gap in Europe, and let's see here, just kind of and we'll get some better pictures from this as we get in. I think the Vassal module is already out there already, so I'll probably take some pictures of that to post for you. But all of these, Joe made these maps from, one over 50,000 map that military maps, and so the elevation and primary terrain features are all just like they were. This is a location in Syria. I do not know this location off the top of my head, but again, so we got some hypothetical locations, and then we also have two of the national training centers. So, and then in this box, he was kind enough to give me counter tray. So I'm not sure if that's going to come in the final box or not, so don't get your hopes up there. But anyways, so that's where we're at, and I plan to do a couple more of these videos as I get into it, and then also I'm hoping to, if you have any questions or anything like that, please drop a note in the YouTube, and I'll see if I can get back to them. But really excited about this game. It's right up the alley that I've been looking for. It's scratching the itch that I've had for a long time. So I hope that it excites you, and you can go out there and support on the P500. So, all right, until next time, thanks.